Probably over 50% of the guests at Cedar Rock do come from Tulsa. It's a great close getaway. The comment we get is, we feel like we got away, but we didn't have to drive as far as Kansas City or Dallas or Eureka Springs. We also get a lot of Route 66 travelers.
When was this built?
The original house was built in 1890 by Tecumseh Perryman. He was a Creek Indian, and this property was his allotment. When he built the house, it was just 1 story, 3 rooms. So over the years, it's been greatly expanded. This was the outside of the house 13 years ago. And the wall beyond the staircase was an old garage just got absorbed onto the inside. So the dining room and everything above it is all brand new construction. It's very rustic, stone wall construction, lodge pole ceiling, and most of the materials for it came right off the property. This is the original kitchen in the house. It was a working kitchen 13 years ago when the remodel started. And this is the Perryman living room. This really gives you a feel for what Cedar Rock was when Tecumseh built it. He built the house into the side of the hill, so today the first and second story are both ground level. We know of a few additions. There was an addition to the first floor in the early history of the house that today is our Cedar Suite. And then we know that in the 30s, a second story was added over the oldest part of the house. And then the last renovation was when Randy and Sandy Dittman bought it 13 years ago and spent 6.5 years renovating and expanding it into a luxury B&B. They did think it would just be a minor little remodel and open up, and instead 6.5 years later, it opened as Cedar Rock Inn. Well, we call it rustic luxury because it is hard to describe. There is a lot of great woods, of course a lot of stone in the house. The original house was all stone and wood. All of the finishing lumber that was used for Cedar Rock and the silo was milled in a private sawmill in Antlers, Oklahoma. It gave us access to incredible woods that you normally wouldn't be able to use, such as blackjack oak. Furnishings, lean antique. There are some more contemporary finishings in some of the suites. I would say very comfortable though. It's not a Victorian inn like most people are used to with B&Bs. It's one of our common areas. It does have the oldest ceiling fan in the house. This one's over 100 years old. A little 2-pedal fan. This one is an amazing one to watch till it comes completely on. Suite comes with a huge private terrace in the front of the house, clawfoot tub, brass shower. All of our rooms here have queen and king size beds. There's 5 suites and just as many common areas. So there's always a great place you can find on the back porch, upstairs the parlor, the living room to curl up and read a good book. We also have our own private park just to the east of the building. We have front patio, back patio, patio down by our front pond, multitudes of places to just get away.
Now, when did the Silo Center develop?
Well, the Silo Center design and construction started right after Cedar Rock Inn opened. It took about 1.5 years to complete, and it opened just 4 years ago, last fall.
How many rooms does it have?
There is a second meeting room called the Grange, which can accommodate about 40 people. And then there's 2 more smaller spaces, the interior of the silo itself and what we call the museum, which was an antique dairy barn that was on the property when the Dittmans bought it. It's all lined with antique zinc off the barn roofs.